Um, Sadiq and guys, apologies for the delay. Stuck in meetings, and then I got a call from KB himself. Look, as with any sport, you try to ascend to uh, the major groups. Rugby is the second largest sport in the world. We may not know it well here in Ghana, but in order to get the kind of recognition you need to be a full member, and Ghana never was. So 3 years ago, we set on a mission to do something that had probably never been done before. That is to go from an associate member to a full member in a record time. And within that period of 2, 3 years, we've been able to achieve it. Now, as full members, we've had to make sure that we have undergone levels of compliance, as is the case. Most people, unfortunately, because we're a football loving nation, we are already members of FIFA. We've had to go through the hoops in order to become full members of World Rugby. We've complied at every single level in terms of governance, in terms of the rule as to how World Rugby would like us to operate, and therefore through Africa Rugby, we've done that. We've developed platforms for youth development for the ladies' game. We've set up a professional league here in Ghana. The minimum was 10 clubs to run a proper successful league. We've done it. We are training people in terms of coaching others. We've got a getting into rugby program at school levels in St. West, through Greater Accra, through the eastern regions. We're expanding very shortly into Brangahafo, into Eastern Ashanti. So you started from the grassroots level. Those of us who've played rugby started at 5, 6 years old. People started a little bit older now. Now that we're full members, what it means is that we can now apply. I mean, we won the recent tournament, so we're hopefully going to move to a higher league and a higher level. And we can therefore start qualifying for grants, for assistance at different levels. We shouldn't forget that, as with all minority sports, we've had to take a position that says, how do we move forward and get to this point with knowing perfectly well that we will not get any assistance from our government. And that applies to the governments, all the governments, whether it's the NDC, the MPP, the assistance we receive has been absolute zero. So now we've reached that point, we can now look and see how we can expand our game. It also helps when you're looking for sponsors that they know that you have done the right thing. You have complied. You've moved to another level. You've introduced it at various other levels. And therefore, the face of the game that you are putting together hopefully will make it a little easier in terms of looking for greater investment for the sport. So, as far as Ghana is concerned, I think we need to be proud of ourselves. In terms of Ghana Rugby, I think we need to be very proud of ourselves. In terms of the people who've made up the executive, and especially Ryan Milan, who's working with us outside and worked with us previously at the same time, we need to thank all of them in that regard for what it is that they've done. And we've worked very closely with World Rugby. We've worked very closely with Africa Rugby. We're all massively excited. And it means now that, as I said, we can hopefully start looking at how we can raise greater investment, greater attraction, and put Ghana on the map for bigger and better things. Sadiq, there's a little, rather a long reply. I don't expect you to listen to all of it, but I hope it gives you an idea of what we are trying to do and the direction we're going.